New York City, 11:15 p.m. The rain was merciless, but not as merciless as the text on my phone. My mother was in the ICU, and loan sharks were threatening to pull her plug by midnight. I had $5 left in my pocket. I stumbled into a dingy, nameless basement bar just to breathe, completely unaware that my escape would become my execution. Julian didn't just happen to be there. He was watching me from the darkest corner of the bar the moment I burst through the door. He saw my soaked clothes, my trembling hands, and the utter defeat in my eyes. To a bored billionaire, I wasn't a pathetic stranger. I was a fascinating new toy. He slowly stood up, closing the distance between us like a predator catching the scent of blood. As I reached for my cheap whiskey, a flawless hand with a diamond watch gently pressed down on my glass. I looked up, startled. Julian Vance was sitting right next to me, sliding $100 bill to the bartender without breaking eye contact with me. Then he spoke with a voice that felt like a warm blanket on a freezing night.
Rough night, isn't it? That cheap poison won't drown your pain. Drink this instead. And mind if I ask what's troubling you so deeply?
I don't know why, but I spilled everything. My mother's cancer, the $500,000 debt, my complete despair. Julian listened to every word, his face filled with genuine sorrow. Then he sighed.
I envy you, David. You have family to fight for. I have billions of dollars, but everyone I know only wants my wealth. I've never had a real friend in my entire life.
It was 11:45 p.m., 10 minutes before my mother's time ran out. Julian pulled out a checkbook, wrote a number that made my heart stop, and slid it toward me.
This isn't a loan, David. Think of it as a signing bonus for our friendship. Just be there when I'm lonely.
I wept, shaking his hand. I thought God had sent me an angel. I didn't see the fleeting, predator-like twist in his smile. The trap was set, and I had walked right into it. For the first month, Julian was a saint. My mother was moved to a luxury suite, and my debt vanished. But pure altruism doesn't exist in New York. Slowly, the invisible walls closed in. Whenever I picked up a call from an old friend, Julian's eyes would darken. He would say, "Am I not enough for you?" He wasn't trying to be a friend. He was trying to erase my entire existence. I became his living doll. He chose my clothes, my hair, my meals. In front of Wall Street elites, he would pat my cheek and say, "This is David. I bought his loyalty for $500,000. Cheap, right?" I swallowed my pride every single day, washing the humiliation down with expensive champagne. I kept telling myself it was for my mother, but pieces of my soul were dying. The true madness began on the Tuesday. At 3 a.m., my phone rang. Julian demanded I come to his penthouse immediately. When I arrived, he pointed at a bowl of expensive dog food on the floor. His smile was wide, but his eyes were completely dead.
David, my dog isn't eating his premium food today. I think he's lonely. As my best friend, could you taste it first to show him it's safe? Bark a little too, so he feels comfortable. Come on, friends help each other.
I lost it. I grabbed his collar and screamed that I was done. I told him I'd give every single penny back, but Julian didn't flinch. He slowly pulled out his phone and showed me the hospital's billing app. A weekly wire transfer of $70,000 scheduled for tomorrow morning. His thumb hovered right over the cancel button.
You want to quit? Fine. Let's stop the hospital bills. If I tap cancel, they'll kick your mother out before sunrise. Oh, and by the way, you used my black card this month, right? I'll report you for identity theft and fraud. I didn't ask you for anything hard. I just asked you to listen to a friend's request. Why are you being so cruel to me? Now, sit back down and eat.
His voice stripped away my entire soul. Standing on my mother's life support, he framed himself as the victim. If I left, my mother was a corpse, and I was a felon. I ran into the pouring rain, hiding in a roach-infested motel, realizing that the law couldn't protect a rat inside an invisible cage. I held no money, so I begged the shadows of the dark web, promising them Julian's wealth if they eliminated him. But the moment I sent his name, the screen filled with rejections. Even the monsters in the dark feared his money. Then, a final encrypted message popped up from a nameless hitman. Kid, there are only two ways to escape a man like Julian Vance: total submission or suicide. Choose one before sunrise. I couldn't die, and I couldn't let my mother die. So before sunrise, I walked back into his cage. Julian welcomed me with that same beautiful, terrifying smile. He knew I had nowhere left to run. And that was when the real nightmare began. His demands became infinitely more twisted, breaking my human dignity piece by piece, just for his amusement.
Welcome back, my best friend. I knew you'd come back to me. Now crawl under the bed and stay there until tomorrow. Don't make a single sound. Friends share everything, even the darkness, right?
I chose submission over suicide. Every day my soul is torn apart, but every weekend I look through the hospital window. My mother is breathing, kept alive by the monster's wealth. As long as her heart beats, I will stay his toy. I will smile on command. I will bark on command. Because in this cruel world, my mother's breath is the price of my eternal slavery. And then I discovered the ultimate despair. I wasn't the first. Hidden deep inside his mansion, I found records of others before me. Young, desperate souls whom Julian had hunted, played with, and discarded once he got bored. I wasn't special. I was just his current entertainment, a temporary pet to cure a billionaire's boredom. Listen to me closely. Never trust a miracle that costs you nothing. If a wealthy stranger suddenly offers to save your life, run. Because the sweeter the gift, the heavier the chains. And sometimes, death is the only exit you cannot afford.